Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to all of you joining us for the very first episode of Leadership Talkies, Real Talk, Real Impact, under the CloudSEK Presents Aspiring CXOs Awards initiative by CXO Junction. Hello everyone, it's so great to see you all here. I am Aditi Chandan Shive and I'm going to be your host for today. So, today, this isn't your usual webinar series. It's a start of a raw, honest fireside conversations with the mentors under the hashtag ACA 2025 program, who have been through it all and are here to share the real stuff. And yes, we are doing this every Friday, so consider it your weekly leadership download. An initiative by CXO Junction and CloudSEK, this series is part of a much larger mission. And that mission is called the Aspiring CXOs Awards 2025 program. This program is more than just an award ceremony, it's a nationwide initiative to discover, develop, and celebrate India's next generation of CXOs. Through this, we are connecting mentors and aspiring CXOs across industries in a powerful year long journey of growth, learning, and leadership. In this series, we'll be featuring 50 mentors for hundreds of aspiring CXOs. And there's one vision uniting them all to build a future ready leadership ecosystem rooted in purpose, strategy, and impact. At CXO Junction, we thrive on enabling these knowledge exchange conversations. We are a leading tech media house hosting award shows, producing influential content, and running the GB Show, India's longest running podcast dedicated to cybersecurity. Our print and digital magazines, along with our blogs and social media channels, are trusted sources for industry insights and trends, reaching a large and engaged audience across India, Middle East, and other areas of APAC. We collaborate with industry leaders like CloudSEK that we have CloudSEK as a title sponsor for the Aspiring CXOs Awards initiative. CloudSEK is a cybersecurity company trusted by Fortune 500s and unicorns globally. Their AI powered external threat intelligence platform helps businesses predict cyber threats before they strike, protect their digital assets, and quantify cyber risks in financial terms. From real time digital risk monitoring to attack surface visibility, supply chain risk insights, and deep dark web surveillance, CloudSEK offers end to end protection across over 200 initial attack vectors and 8 plus digital surfaces. Recognized as the number one threat intelligence platform in APAC by Gartner Peer Insights, CloudSEK empowers organizations to make cybersecurity a boardroom conversation. Before we move ahead, here's what's in store for today. We have an enticing fireside chat with one of the mentors from South under the Aspiring CXOs Awards initiative, where we began this journey. Stay with us till the end to receive your certificate of attendance and your CP credits. So, without further ado, let me introduce you all to the stars of today's show. Joining us, our first mentor and speaker is the powerhouse herself, Annapurna Kuchibhatla, CTO at Bajaj Electronics Smart India Limited. With vast experience leading tech transformations in retail, she is here to share her insights on a very relevant topic today: CTO as a team coach, building cyber ready tech teams in retail. Joining her for this fireside chat is Nivya Ravi, Director of Products B Vigil and S Vigil at CloudSEK, who brings the security intelligence and innovation perspective to the table. Over to you.
Thanks, Aditi. Hi, Annapurna, ma'am. It's such a special conversation today, especially talking to someone who's worked across various sectors, right, ranging from healthcare to retail. Today, we're here to explore how CTOs can go beyond just technology leadership to become coaches who build future-ready teams, especially for cybersecurity, or create a resilient enterprise, right? Annapurna, ma'am, you've had such a, I would say, multi-phase journey, right? From high hospitals to retails. But what is that one thing that's remained constant in your entire leadership philosophy as well?
Good afternoon, all. I am excited to meet all of you, young and energetic professionals from our industry. Yeah, the very valid question you have asked. One thing very constant with me throughout my journey has been that I like my juniors a lot. I want to coach my juniors. I want to empower my juniors, and I always wanted to bring them up to a better level. So it has been my constant endeavor wherever I was working to train, empower, delegate, and stand for them with whomever I have worked throughout. So, in one organization, I have left myself redundant, and they have managed the IT department themselves without another head for 5 years. That I feel that is a big achievement.
Right. I think empowering people is the best way, right? It's lovely to
Yes.
hear that from you. Ma'am, what does it mean to be a coach for you? In the context of a CTO, what does it mean to be a coach?
See, a coach cannot train everything. It is the relationship is one to one. Suppose there are 10 members in the team. All the 10 members we cannot train or we cannot give the same exercise. Based on their skill set, based on their interest, and based on their circumstances, how they take up challenges and how they cooperate with my efforts to pick them up. So there are so many factors. So the strategy I follow, it's a big secret, but I'm revealing. The strategy I follow is whenever, see, for initiatives and new implementations only, we will be working, right? So whenever I'm working on a new initiative, I see people. I give an open offer to all the members of the team to take up the challenge, to come forward to participate in the initiative from the beginning. But even though there are 10 people, as I told, because of so many other factors, a couple of people only will be coming forward to take up the initiative or take up the challenges. So out of those couple of people also, maybe one or two people, maybe one person, maybe shining in that effort, in that initiative. So that person will act as a role model for others, and in the next initiative, the others also will follow. So what I do is, after showcasing their capabilities, after showcasing their performance, I give them a position and I give them improvement. So that way, I make the teams and my juniors or team members, whoever it is, more powerful. And with that empowerment, they themselves act as leaders.
That's lovely, ma'am. You spoke about new initiatives, right? Now, coming to retail itself, there is so much digital transformation that is happening. Now, what are the security or cybersecurity challenges that you've been facing, particularly in the last couple of years?
Cybersecurity challenges are always there. See, cybersecurity challenges in the sense how far they may be vital to the business. That is more important, right? So whenever we are executing or supporting the business, IT department especially is responsible to see that the infrastructure is up and running when it is most required. So when the customer is there, when the patient is there, okay, then the system should be working. Even there should not be 1 minute delay. So either the doctors or the business people or bank people, they cannot wait serving the customer or the patient, right? They cannot say that our systems are not working, internet is not there, please wait. So that doesn't work, right? So we have to see that 100% the systems, infrastructure, everything is available. We cannot say that the data is not updated. Data should be up to date. We cannot say that your data has gone out, confidentiality is compromised. We have to give utmost trust to the user or customer or whoever it is. So, to provide relentlessly all these things, and nowadays with the increased focus on compliance, many times we are working on compliance more than the requirements kind of situation. So these are the major challenges to provide, to comply, and to see that this is an ongoing process is the challenge.
Right. Ma'am, that brings me to the next question, right? When security started, we all took a compliance driven approach, right? So for the teams, it becomes a check in the box, right? Now, how do you help them strategically think more in terms of security or build a secure design rather than just going by compliance?
Security is not for compliance, definitely. Security for business. As I told, when the customer comes, when the user comes, when the patient comes, we are 100% available with all our systems, data, everything to serve the customer or the user or the patient immediately without wasting time. Nowadays, even money is not that important, time is more important. So people are not waiting even a single minute. That is more important. So security is existing for business, not for compliance. It is additional requirement why we are doing it. That's it. But it is important for business. So whenever we take business requirements, security should be part of business requirements. So whatever application we are developing, whatever facility we are providing, we have to ask the question as a CTO, myself and my teams, they'll be asking what are the security requirements. And those security requirements are to be met along with other requirements. It is part and parcel.
Right. Ma'am, you spoke a lot about customer trust, right? Now, these days we see a lot of fake domains or a lot of brand impersonations that are happening, and that can make customers lose trust overnight, right? Is there any incident similarly that you faced, or any close calls that you avoided?
I did not face myself, but in my fraternity, I have seen such kind of scenarios. What happens is one portal, e-commerce portal, fake portal, looks like genuine business portal, and people start entering through their logins and all, and they are to be recorded and they are used further by the fake portal people. And another thing is they can sell their items on the name of this brand, okay, popular brand. So they are misutilizing this existing popular brand. That is one thing, and they are exploiting the customers. Two problems are there in that. So I have seen that. Then we have advised those people to get it verified by the domain providers and use SSL certificates. Especially verification is very important. Even on Play Store and all, we download only verified apps, right? In the same fashion, for websites, portals, and all, that verification is very important. Not only that, there should be some training to users. They cannot understand immediately. How many people know that they have to see for verification and all? It is not possible, right? So on the website, unless they click, they read the content and they check the box, they should not be able to proceed. That kind of facility should be there so that they can understand what is genuine, what is not genuine, what are the things they have to look for before they proceed. So if they do for one site, once for genuine site, whenever there is fake sites are there, then they will be able to understand maybe dal mein kuch kala hai.
That's
So
right.
training and awareness, even for customers, is the key.
Now, customer awareness is one side, ma'am. So you are doing. Are there any technologies that you use specifically to detect fake domains early, so that company itself is aware of what are the fake sites that are there?
Technology, in the sense, it is first is monitoring. We ask our people to keep an eye after knowing these things. So I used to continuously tell, and every one of us, even board members, even CEO, everyone is aware nowadays, right? So people keep an eye as to what is happening on our site, what is happening to our portal. Okay. So in Google, when we search what is happening, what is that we are getting, these are all important things, right? So that is one way. And second thing is, if something is happening to our site, for example, okay, so in what you say, domain key and SSL certificates, these verification codes, all these things they prevent. Okay. So outside what is happening, we don't have any technologies and tools. It is simply keeping an eye.
Great. So what I was saying is, from when I look at it from outside, right? For me, retail seems very complex, right? With your cloud deployments, your APIs, your IoT devices, your entire infrastructure. How do you maintain visibility into it?
So actually, it is a overall framework, overall approach, holistic approach we follow, and we have a framework in place for all our facilities, from policy to incident reporting. The complete framework, complete policies, procedures are in place, and they are circulated and informed to the relevant people on need to know basis. Even policies and procedures are informed on need to know basis, and accordingly, the important implementations, security implementations have been taken place. For example, suppose if the servers are in-house, we have to maintain the servers for better availability, better continuity of work, right? So to provide services to internal users, internal customers, and external customers also. So in that case, what are the things we need to have to continue our work, to continue our services? That is, power is required. Suppose if power is not there, then uninterrupted power supply should be there. So UPS, adequate UPS facility should be provided. Okay, all these things are there. If they are there, suppose suddenly something happens, some fire happens, then how to protect that? There should be some fire extinguishers and all, and people should be able to know how to handle them, how to use them when required, and what kind of fire extinguishers are required. Okay, once they are there, whether they are filled, they are working in working condition or not, only for namesake if they are there, and when they are not working, when it is most required, then what is the use? So these controls, these facilities we have to provide, and everyone cannot enter into the server room. There should be a biometric restriction should be there. Only authorized people are allowed into the server room, and even authorized people also who have gone, what they have done, there should be a register, and it should be monitored regularly. So from that point onwards, onwards, till appropriate access rights are given to the relevant people only on need to know basis, with the concept of least privileges only should be provided. Till that point, all the measures are implemented. Then it doesn't look complex. It looks like everything is streamlined. So whether if the servers are there on cloud, then we have to establish the controls along with the cloud provider, and we should keep monitoring those things. There are tools available, and those tools will give auto messages to us. So what is happening, where some CPU is entering into infinite loop, or 90% process is exceeded, or space is no more, not available on the external hard disks, on the backup devices, and whatever it is. Okay, and external hard drives have exhausted on the physical server, whatever it is. So all these messages we keep getting from those tools, and accordingly we have to take appropriate actions. So whether it is in-house or whether it is outsourced, whether it is a hybrid model, we should take every care as to what all the points we have to take care. That also should be known, and it should be executed. Plan is there and it is not executed, there is no use. So we follow plan, do, check, and act, PDCA cycle, so that everything is planned, executed, checked, monitored, and acted upon. It's a cycle.
Right. Now, let me come to the check part, ma'am. How often do you do audits? Is it a continuous assessment? Once you've streamlined your entire process, like how often do you relook at it or assess?
See, there are always it need not be audit only. Check part may have so many things. It may have walkthroughs, it may have peer reviews, it may have internal audits, internal verifications, external audits, and statutory audits. There is no dearth of these audits and reviews. So nowadays, everyone is so conscious, everyone is so aware from top to bottom. Anyone can question, anyone can understand what is the capacity we have and what is the extent we are safe. So people are more aware nowadays. So all these measures are in place, actually.
Great. Let me switch gears to security. Sorry, I keep going back into security. I just want to understand, let's say, there's a peaceful day, and then we all know at some point there's a vulnerability that comes out, right? How is your typical workflow when you see a vulnerability is identified on one of your systems, right? As maybe you're an external facing system, how do you align your security teams, or how is that process?
So as soon as a vulnerability is identified, it is like it is immediate. The attention, everybody's attention who are involved, who are to be involved, attention shifts immediately to that point. First, immediately we will provide correction. So things should continue. Okay. Then that should be stopped. That vulnerability at exploiting, if at all it is there, that has to be stopped there. Or if that vulnerability is identified and it is not exploited, then immediately that is to be closed temporarily, and we take efforts to close it permanently. And it is not a patchwork kind of thing. In the big picture, where it fits, how it fits, and how it has to be done without repeating at no point of return. That kind of actions we take.
Great. Ma'am, I think now I'm pretty sure you have a very secure system in place, right? Now, let me talk about vendors. You rely on a lot of third-party vendors for, let's say, software services or integrations. Now, how do you, is there a onboarding flow for a vendor? How do you decide which is the vendor or what sort of risks they could be bringing to the table?
Nowadays, without collaborating with vendors and without having external partners, we will not be able to complete our work, right? And many times I keep joking, if we have to pray that our vendor is safe and our vendor is doing great, then only we will be doing great. So in one of the organizations, I was so much dependent on Reliance MPLS network. So I used to tell them that it is like a fire and wheel, which contributed to the civilization. So because of this MPLS connection only, I was able to complete all my implementations, and whatever strategy I had in mind, I could implement. So I used to always depend on Reliance, and no other player was there providing that kind of reliable service at that time. But gradually, Reliance was not into that, and they could not provide reliable service. It was like nightmare for me, really, to provide that, provide availability, integrity, all these things. And it was some 200 location organization, and very critical services. So I was so much worried at that time. So of course, alternate methods always will be there, and we employed, and we were able to do well. But so vendors' continuity of business, vendors' technical abilities, vendors' security, vendors' operational feasibility, and vendors' assurance process, all these things are very important as of ours. That is very important. So whenever I onboard a vendor, I see whether they have all these aspects good. Suppose if they are not technically sound, there is no point working with them. Okay. And if they are not operationally or professionally doing good, then it will be nightmare working with them. Okay, so third thing is, if they're not financially well also, they will be always worried about money, not about contributing. So finally, whether it is in the internal teams or external teams, whoever it is, they do their level best when they think that they're adding value.
Mhm.
When they think they're earning money, that kind of contribution will not come. So money anyway, everyone is working for money and money is part and parcel. But the thought process should be, I am contributing, I am adding value, I am one element, one component in this entire business, entire work. That kind of attitude, really it helps. So whenever I employ employees or vendors, I see these things, whether they are committed, whether they want to add value, and whether they have attention to details. These 3 points I consider.
That's lovely, ma'am. To actually not be in a transactional relationship with a vendor and to actually make them feel as a
Voice is
integral
breaking
part
and
of the business. I think that's the best way to motivate the vendor.
I could not make out.
So what I was saying is, I mean, it's the best way to make a vendor feel that they're an integral part of the business and not just have a transactional relationship. Now, you spoke about vendor security, ma'am. I want to understand how do you keep a track of their security, especially small scale vendors, right? A lot of times, like you said, there are financial elements that they're worried about. So they might not be able to afford great security practices, right?
True, true.
So how do you keep a track of vendor security?
Very difficult, and especially in the case of small vendors. If they are big vendors, I can ask their SOC reports and I can be assured of, and I can ask for tools. I can ask for some intermittent, what you say, review kind of thing. I follow all those things with my cloud providers and all. But sometimes, for convenience or whatever it is, we may work with small vendors also who cannot do all these things. Yes, it is difficult, but we have to employ different kinds of common sense and other methods. Like our teams will be there, their teams will be there, they will be coordinating. So many things will come out. Then not only that, proactively, I keep telling these are the things I'm looking for. So access rights and when privileges, and whenever they move from application, like from development to testing to production, there should be approvals required. So we can keep many controls even in that case also, but still certain things we'll be able to understand from people, even from on friendly grounds, from the owners also. There are different methods where to employ, but we should be more aware, more conscious.
Got it.
Finally, it is our organization.
Right.
We have to take care.
That's true. Ma'am, now, how do you prioritize your vendors based on their risk? Like, do you have a categorization mechanism that you follow?
Once the vendors are onboarded, they are our vendors. That I always say, I tell them that they are my extended teams. So sometimes I ask their teams also to place here and work. Okay, so that kind of thing I do. Prioritization in the sense, see, every vendor is important in that way. So risks of every vendor are very important, and every interaction and every touch point, we can understand what are the risks involved. So automatically that mindset will be there. No, will not be believing anything. Will not be. It is not believing people. We are not believing anything. Anytime anything can happen. That is the kind of thing. So when that negative approach is there, then only we'll be able to deliver positively, right? So all these points, all these elements, whenever we talk to their team members, whenever we talk to the owners, different meetings, in everything, and the moment we see the application, something, even a small variation, something gone wrong. So what might be the reason? Immediately through experience, we'll be able to understand all these things, and these risks are discussed. One thing is we have to maintain transparency. Why? Because our dependency on the vendors Not only it is IT activity, it is for business, right? So we have to be alert. At the same time, we should be not scaring people, not scaring others, but we should be transparent also to some
Right.
extent.
Fair enough. Now, ma'am, let me look at a broader picture, right? You might be working very closely with the CXOs or the board, right? Have you faced any challenges while communicating the need for, certain security tools, or let's say any technologies, right, for that matter? How do you communicate that technology risk in a business language to the board?
Yeah, the other CXOs, they are worried about their area of work, right? They're in compliance, in delivery, in sales, or whatever it is. So they will be very busy and they will be worried about those things. In between, when we talk about security and approvals and access controls, and all multi-level authentication, password resetting, they may forget the passwords, but it should be a strong password, so many things. So all these things, it will be worrying them amidst their fast deliverables. But nowadays, thanks to the digitization and digital India initiatives, all these things, as an individual also, everyone is so aware. They're using their banks, online transactions, and all. So everyone is so aware that these security controls are very important. Without that, we cannot live. That they can understand. But in spite of that, they'll be busy with their targets. So we have to keep communicating. We have to keep explaining as to these are the things very important. That's it. Communication, awareness, and training. These are more important than anything else when it
Right.
comes to security.
Right. Ma'am, specifically on that, right now, to communicate the value of these, um, do you have a financial quantification, or how do you actually explain the ROI of these to the board? Because they always go by numbers, right? How do you achieve that?
Yeah. Suppose a remote store is there, their internet is not working, or many chances of internet not working at least a few hours in a day. So obviously, I have to tell that there is second line required. So if both the lines are underground, then roading happens, both the lines will go off, right? So then how to handle? Then something, other mechanism, some token or whatever it is, we have to use. So for that, required router or firewall or something we have to buy. And they're expensive. Everything, redundancy, fault tolerance, failover, security, these things come with cost, right? So then there will be budget. But if that day business is lost, how much is lost? So, for example, we can see data in that area. Internet doesn't work for suppose 10 days in a month. Then how much business loss will be there? Rather than that, one time if we purchase high-end firewall or high-end router, providing all these three alternatives, that would be advantageous. Like that.
That's lovely, ma'am. Now, let me ask that same question for the team downstream, right? Now, how do you instill that ownership or security ownership in developers or product managers or all the operational teams also, right? How do you instill that downstream?
What is that to be instilled?
Security, need for security or to build secure systems. How do you instill that in developers?
In developers.
Yeah.
Yeah, training is very much required for developers to understand where security implementation or security controls are to be considered. That is very important. Training is important. And second thing is involving these teams appropriately from the beginning of the requirements phase. That helps a lot. That is one best practice I followed throughout my career. I used to involve my teams appropriately wherever required from the beginning, that is from the requirement collection phase, so that they understand, they listen to the requirements from the horse's mouth. And these security requirements also I club at that time only, and buy-in will be there from the users. process owners, and directly from them it goes into the developer's mind, and it is not extra activity, it is part and parcel. Then only it will work. So security by design, security by default.
That's great, ma'am. Now, if there's a new CTO, right, stepping into this role, especially in retail, right, what is that one mindset you would ask them to build? What is one advice that you will give them?
A new CTO, if stepping into retail field, first thing I'll tell is customer first. Develop customer first attitude, customer centric attitude. Why? Because security should align with IT and IT should align with business. And business always sees customer first, right? So one happy customer will become loyal customer, repeat customer. So it is good for business. So whatever we develop, whatever we do, it should be making the life of the customer great.
Right. Ma'am, what challenges or like how are you preparing yourself with all the AI advancements that are coming? Right. I see things are changing so rapidly now. How are you catching up, or what are the measures that you're taking to be secure or even use, right, to sort of, I would say, catalyst your current processes? Are you deploying AIs anywhere, or how is your AI adoption phase?
So AI we can use in different areas. Number one, we can use as a third party tool. Okay. Or it can be an embedded tool in an application, or it can be a tool for our security operations and other things. So whatever it is, we have to evaluate that. The way we evaluate any other software, we have to evaluate AI also, AI tools also. But one thing is in AI, certain things are not completely no. It's like a black box. So we have to take buy-in, or we have to take the vendor also into confidence, and we should develop different ways of use cases and test scenarios to test how it is going to work, especially whether it is going to eliminate bias. That is more important. Okay. And if it is analytical and it is used for analytics and other things, then what is the algorithm and how it is working? That analysis of that really it helps.
Right. Ma'am, in any sort of business, right, one challenge that I personally feel is balancing between customer expectations and innovation. There are so many things that I want to build for the user, but there's the world of innovation is going elsewhere, so I want to catch up on that as well. Now, prioritizing between both of these has always been a challenge. Now, how do you address that?
In one of the organizations, when I was strategizing, after listening to customer internal user requirements, and I was proposing a solution. Then that person who has given the requirements is saying, I don't want all those things. You give me a report. That's enough. That's what he was saying. Then his boss was saying, she wants to give an aeroplane, and you are asking for a bullock cart. Take it.
Right.
Like that. Many times it so happens they may not be able to understand what we are giving, and there are different ways of making them understand. And see, generally wherever I work, I see the big picture and strategize. And piecemeal, even though we develop piecemeal, it has to fit in the bigger picture. Then only it will be helpful. Otherwise, no, we'll be doing the same thing number of times. So to avoid that, first I strategize, and everything I develop in piecemeal, so that all are connected finally to give the holistic picture. Like
Right. Great. Ma'am, also over time, have you seen the customer awareness also shifting? Do you think the customers are a little more tech savvy now? Or do you still face the issues with different demographics of customers?
Customers are more aware now. They are tech savvy, and but still, how does it matter? Like the more tech savvy they are, if they are
Uh,
genuine customers, for example, genuine people, okay. So we have to provide, and for example, we made phone number mandatory.
mhm,
Mandatory. Earlier it was not there. So I
mhm.
used to get calls from customers saying that very good, that this is very good improvement, and we are very happy, we are able to get SMS messages and other things. So like that they encourage also. So always it is better to work with genuine people who are aware. But if anybody exploits, then we have to attend to that.
Right. Ma'am, at this level, are you still able to keep touch base with your customers? Do you often talk to them? Do you maintain those interactions?
Suppose if any customer, I personally don't go and talk. Whenever there is any development happening,
Mm-hmm.
then definitely we go to the store and see how things are happening, and we speak to a couple of customers also. But the customers call me.
Ma'am, I'm very curious to know how did you shift from a technologist to a strategic leader? Now, you told me how you train your teams to become leaders themselves, but how was your journey, right? How was your journey and that mindset shift? How did that happen?
I was working for APTS,
Mm-hmm.
a technology arm of Andhra Pradesh government during those days, during 1998 to 2006. 2006. So that period, it was like golden era for AP. All technological implementations, IT, high tech city, HICC, Notel. At the time, I was with government. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so there, actually, I was system administrator. Started my career as a system administrator. After that, after settling down everything for 2 years, what will I do? The same thing every time. So then I told that I want to shift to development. Then I was given a chance for as a programmer. Very soon, after 6 months, I was made project leader. Then
Mm-hmm.
after that, I was given big projects as project manager. So then I handled mega projects in government, and during that period, I was trained on quality, security, all these things, estimation, these things. So I conducted audits for secretariat servers and other things. So I was security manager at that time, way back 2005. So
Right.
I have done so many activities in a span of 8 years. So entire journey, like, and I outsourced projects. I floated RFPs. I like round the table. I worked round the table. So I worked with extended teams. With some, like for example, if a mega project is there, one third we used to do at APTS, and two-thirds we used to outsource to IT companies, and those teams also used to sit and work under my guidance, like that. So I delivered mega projects. I worked very hard. Even in private organizations, people wouldn't have worked that hard, like that. So, but it helped me, like doing more in less time, and it has given a lot of wisdom and managerial capabilities also, like on work, and so many trainings. Thanks to government, they have given me so many strict, like that. Then I said no. No,
Mm-hmm.
this is a knowledge-based society. We are entering into knowledge-based society, and here hierarchy doesn't matter. Here
Mm-hmm.
everyone is the same. Maybe I am the first among all. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. So I used to tell that, and I never listened to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very close to the younger generations and the juniors, and I can understand them better, and I can work with them better.
Right.
So I always like to be with juniors. So that helped me a lot. So even today, yesterday I happened to be at a this thing event, at an event there. There are so many youngsters. So I feel very comfortable working, talking with youngsters also.
Right. That's lovely, ma'am. Now, before we wrap, ma'am, what is your next steps at Bajaj itself, right, in terms of strengthening the cyber or building a cyber resilient ecosystem? What are the steps that you're taking, or what is the future big plans that you have currently?
So I cannot explain the future big plans, especially particular to security in the open forum. But there are so many things to do. And as a CTO, I have stabilized everything. And now from security front also, as I told you, it is part and parcel. Simultaneously, I have been implementing all the measures. But there is always room for improvement. And we can do many things.
Right.
And the continuous thing is awareness and training. That is very important.
Great. Ma'am, that was supposed to be my last question, but there's something else I need to pick your brain on. I want to understand, how do you actually stay calm in like fire situations? I assume you'd have gone through that a lot already, right? Now, how do you stay grounded, help the teams navigate when you yourself are in a fire situation? It could be a security breach, it could be a system going down. How do you achieve that?
So in any organization, that is the question people, like my colleagues, my bosses, everyone keep asking, how are you managing? But I think I believe that for everything there will be a solution. For everything on the earth, there is a solution. And
Wow.
I'm not reluctant to learn. Okay. So every opportunity, every problem, situation is an opportunity to either learn or to correct or to validate or to prove that we have done good. That's it. And where is the chance to worry in that situation? We have to first bring that to normalcy. For example, in a disaster situation, many times it may happen, right? So we have to bring things to normalcy. We have to continue the business first, provide support for business continuity, and then bring things to normalcy, then correct on that. So we are always busy. There is no time for worrying.
Great. Thank you so much, Annapurna ma'am. I mean, honestly, it's been a crash course for me, right? Right from your leadership to how you build systems, or in general, your viewpoint towards things, right? It's been, I mean, there's a lot of wisdom that you've shared, and the level of hard work. When you shared your journey, I mean, I used to think we are all putting in a lot of hard work, right? And you made me realize there's a long way to go for all of us. And thank you for all the insights, and just pleasure and be honored to have had a conversation with you.
Thank you. Nice talking to you, really. Nice questions.
Thank you.
Wow, what an incredible start to the first session of Leadership Talkies. A huge thank you to Annapurna ma'am and Nivya Ravi for such a candid and thought provoking conversation. So, Annapurna ma'am was our mentor in the Aspiring CXOs Awards program that took place in Bangalore for the South region. And up next, we are coming to Apne Hi Dil Walo Ki Dilli on August 2, and I'm so glad to announce our first mentor, Mr. Rakesh Sharma, Global CISO of Indigo, who will be joining us. If you could check the link in the chat and show us your excitement. And if you are from Delhi, nominate yourself for the same. And even if you aren't, you can nominate someone else. On their behalf, you can nominate. And we are coming to Dilwalo Ki Delhi next. Hope you all have marked your calendars. And we will be seeing you there for the Aspiring CXOs Awards. So, as we wrap up this session, just one quick step before we move ahead. We would like to you may see that your feedback helps us improve and bring you even more impactful conversations in the future. As we close out this power packed first episode of Leadership Talkies, thank you once again for being such an engaging audience. Today was just the beginning. We are coming back next Friday with another incredible mentor, another incredible conversation. Until then, keep leading, keep learning, and remember, great leaders don't just rise, they lift others as they grow. See you next week. Take care and have a great weekend. Share your love, like, comment, share, get your certificate. You can find all of the links in the chat box. And thank you so much. See you next week.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Annapurna ma'am. Thank you, Nivya. Thanks, everyone.